Hello, myself Sunil R Nair. Here, basically, we are discussing about the seventh point, that is sea water. That basically almost thing basically we have discussed. So one of the person told that basically sea water equal to Earth planet sea water is a chemical water basically, that also you can say basically, which is containing each and every data of the Earth planet. Even basically one single grass, even basically for example in one city basically there are around 10 lakh kilogram grass basically. So that 10 kilogram grass basically data is there inside the sea water. Due to that sea water only the grass basically is grass color basically is green and it's basically active basically. So just see basically each and every creation basically has happened basically. So in next in this is next point basically, that is eighth point basically, can basically one planet basically, so same way basically the sea water basically energy basically can be converted into one planet basically, that also basically you can see. So exactly same way basically sea water contains each and every object's data basically. So can we convert the sea data basically, that's why basically I have written after the sea only basically. Can we convert the data basically of the sea water into one planet basically? Then he told that basically if we can convert, then basically it's okay basically, otherwise basically don't convert it. If we can convert the then one of the person told that basically the sea water basically is containing solution or what basically, because each and every grass basically is becoming green, and that basically is green, the reason is sea water is basically giving the data. That means sea water basically is not giving the that means he told that basically sea water is giving the data, right, basically. That is basically the solution data basically. Then sea water basically can't give the global warming data basically. Then he told that basically sea water basically has not created the education, right? When the nature basically was created, the sea water was not having the education basically. It was having the education data. One of the person literally asked basically, it was having the education data. That basically was a dangerous question actually. It was having the education data. Then one of the person told that basically might possible that basically whatever education you are going to take basically, that data basically was already dumped into the sea water. That also basically one of the person basically asked basically, it was like that or basically or not basically. It was like that or basically not. But sea water basically might not be containing the data which is of human data basically, or basically it like that basically the whatever human is going to take birth basically, that data also basically sea water basically is having. For example, assume that 99 time basically world ended, and this is basically 100 time basically world ongoing, and in sea water basically the data or the entire 100 the 100 generation which is ongoing, that entire 100 generation data basically sea water is coming. For example, in 100 generation basically total human is going to take birth, that is count is basically around 5000 crore, assume the basically, or basically take 6000 crore. 6000 crore people is going to take birth basically, and after that basically world will end. So the sea water basically contains the data of the entire birth basically, what the birth is going to take. Then question basically was very dangerous actually. So is this basically creating some problem? That basically connects to the human souls department basically, which says that basically we have also created human souls. We have also created the human souls basically. In next video basically we are going to see little bit more about this one basically, that is Earth planet basically. Can basically one planet basically can convert into one solution basically entire of the Earth planet? That was actually the question basically. That was actually the question basically. That is actually the question basically. The sea water basically which contains the data, that contains the total human basically is going to take the birth of the 100 generation? That actually is very dangerous question. This required most dangerous R&D basically. This only basically those group can do who basically is fully connected with the human source department, and basically they that are basically the Reliance, IPCL and Tata Group and the Ames Oxygen Group basically. So this is about also basically something about the, and this basically we have already discussed. That basically required one planet basically. If one planet basically can contain entire solution basically, before that basically you have to find the solution, and then only basically you can do that. For that basically one person told that basically corona disease is there. So corona disease, for corona disease basically you have created one city. So one city basically, can we create that city equal to planet basically? Then he told that basically that type of thing basically mostly might be created basically. It's not like that basically it might not be created. And basically it might possible that it might be on creation state basically. Then basically the thing is, can we create some set of human clones basically? This is also basically mostly created by the human source department basically. This also basically human source department has created it. This also basically human source department has created it. Like this basically also basically the human source department and are creating basically, and has created also basically. And then basically the thing is, and this basically contains First World War data, Second World War data, Third World War basically, that is not basically happening. The war basically which is happening, that data basically has converted into the human soul clone basically. Human clone basically. God gas data basically. God gas creation basically. People says that basically they don't listen us basically. So can we create that energy into the God gas basically? That type of thing basically also can be happen. Then basically one of the person told that for that basically lots of people say that we have created lots of books like Hanuman Chalisa, Gayatri Mantra, that all basically are God gas only basically. On the base of that basically you generate the set of energy and you basically behave according to that only basically. Then basically the 11th point is Sun solar system. Sun solar system basically we have already discussed basically what actually Sun solar system is basically. So can we create the Sun solar system as a solution basically? Can we create the Sun solar system as a solution basically? This was also basically the good thing basically. Then basically 12, this city can be created basically instead of planet basically. This also basically we have discussed in one of the 8th or 7th basically point basically, that can we create a corona disease basically city, sorry corona city disease basically into one planet, into one city basically. That means that city basically which you can see, that basically is giving the medicine basically of the corona disease. That's why basically few people says that basically that each and every city basically which is created, that basically contains power companies basically, power companies and energy companies basically. This is the only reason basically. In next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about city creation basically. In next video basically we are going to see.